our week 5, we will be discussing problems involving sequences. The concept of arithmetic and geometric sequence are very essential in real life situations. Do you know that there are real life situations that can be modeled by arithmetic and geometric sequence? This lesson will help you to find solutions to solve problems involving sequences. Okay, first we have our objective. Okay, for this week, our objective is for you to solve problems involving sequences such as arithmetic and geometric sequence. Before we solve problems, we take this in mind. To solve problems involving sequences, we have to consider the following. First, list the given values. Second, determine the type of sequence involved in the problem based on the given values. Third, use the appropriate formula needed for the problem. And lastly, substitute the needed values and simplify. Okay, let's try the first problem. Problem number 1. Alinida is a house helper. She receives a salary of 36,000 a year with a contract of 250 pesos, annual increase for 7 years. What is her total income? So for our solution, let's list first our given. So we have 36,000 pesos. 36,000 pesos will serve as our first term. Now, on the problem, it is stated that Alinida will receive an increase of 250 pesos each year for 7 years. So the word increase indicates that we will be adding 250 pesos each year. Okay, so that means 250 pesos will be our common difference. Since we have common difference of 250 pesos, so therefore our arithmetic sequence is involved in this particular problem. Now, what is about 7 years? 7 years will be our n. Okay, the number of years will be represented by our n, and we are looking for the total income of Alinida for 7 years. So it means that we are going to add her salary for the first year up to the 7th year. And that is adding the terms in the sequence is what we call as arithmetic series. That's why we have S sub 7. Okay, so to find the total salary of Alinida for 7 years, we have to use the formula for arithmetic series. That is S sub n is equal to n over 2, quantity 2 times a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times t. Substitute all the values that we have on the given to our formula. That is S sub 7 is equal to 7 over 2 times 2 times 36,000 plus 7 minus 1 times 250. 7 is our n, 250 is our d, 36,000 is our a sub 1. Then we simplify 7 minus 1. 7 minus 1 is 6. So that is S sub 7 is equal to 7 over 2 times 2 times 36,000 plus 6 times 250. So 250 pesos times 6, we will arrive with 1,500. And when we multiply 2 with 36,000, that is 72,000. So 72,000 plus 1,500, unahin natin yun sa parenthesis, that is 73,500. Multiplying it to 7 over 2 will arrive with 257,250. So this means that Alinida will receive the total of 257,250 pesos for 7 years following the contract given to her. Okay? So I hope you follow this. Next, problem number 2. A ball is dropped from a height of 16 feet and it bounces up to 3/4 of its previous height. After each bounce, find the height of the 8th bounce. So, ang hinahanap natin ay yung height ng ikawalong bounce. So, for us to find the solution, so it is better for us to draw. Ayan. I have the representation of the situation given the problem. So, the first height we have here is 16 feet. Okay. And the first bounce is 3/4 of the previous height. Okay, so we'll be getting its 3/4 for height 2, then 3/4 again of height 2 for height 3, and so on. Okay, so let's list down our given. So 16 feet will be our initial height or the first height. That's why we have h sub 1, which represents the height of the ball. That is 16 feet. Next is ratio. Why ratio? Because we are multiplying 3/4, okay, to get the 3/4 of the previous height. So ratio natin is 3/4. Okay, since we have here ratio, so ibig sabihin, the sequence involved in the problem is geometric. Okay, then for our n, hinahanap natin is the 8 bounds, that is why n is 8. And we are looking for h sub 8, which is the 8th bounce, yung ikawalong talbog ng bola. Okay, kanina sinabi natin dahil siya ay ratio at ang hinahanap lang naman natin ay nth term o yung ikawalong bounce ng ating bola, so we'll be using the formula for geometric sequence. That is, h sub n is equal to h sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Bakit naging h? H represents our initial height. Ano po? H refers to height. H sub 1 is our initial height. H sub n will be the 8 bounce, the height of the 8 bounce. Substituting our values, h sub 8 is equal to 16 times 3/4 quantity or raised to 8 minus 1. So ito muna simplify natin, 8 minus 1, that will be equal to 16 times the quantity of 3/4 raised to 7. So simplify natin to, okay, by eliminating our exponent. So that will be 3 raised to 7 and 4 raised to 7. That is 3 raised to 7 is equal to 2,187, and 4 raised to 7 is 16,384. Multiplying the numerator with 16, that will arrive with 34,992 over 16,384. Simplifying our fraction into a decimal form, so the height of our 8 bounds is equivalent to 2.14 feet. Next, problem number 3. A car can travel 300 meters on the first minute, 420 in the second minute, and 540 in the third. If the pattern continues, how many minutes does the car need to travel 1,740 meters? So for our solution, let's write it first as this way. So ang ating first minute is 300, second minute is 420, third minute is 540, and our last minute is 1,740. So we are asked kung ilang minuto daw kaya bago makover niya yung 1,740 meters. So that will be represented by n. Ang hahanapin natin ay n. So first term, 300 meters. Our difference. Bakit difference? Tingnan natin. So 420 minus 300 is 120. 540 minus 420 is 120. So 120 is our common difference. Since we have here common difference, we can say that the sequence involved in the problem is arithmetic. So again, we are looking for n, and our a sub n, or the last term, is 1,740 meters. Okay, so we need to use the formula. A sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times t. So substituting our values to the given formula, that is 1,740 is equal to 300 plus the quantity n minus 1 times 120. So A sub n is 1,740 meters. A sub 1 is 300 meters. N will be remain as n kasi yun po yung hinahanap natin. D is substituted by 120. So next step is to distribute 120 to the terms inside. So when we say distribute, we will be multiplying 120 to n and negative 1. So that will be 120 times n is 120n, negative 1 times 120 is negative 120. Okay? So, the next step is to combine all like terms. So, lahat ng constant, ilagay natin sa left side. Constant term. Pag sinabing constant term, yung walang mga variable. Tapos lahat naman ng may variable sa left side. Okay. So, that is 1,740 plus 120 minus 300 is equal to 120 n. Okay. So, as you can see, nagbago ang sign natin. Yung negative 120 naging positive at yung positive 300 naging negative. That is using the addition property of equality. Na kung saan kapag tayo ay naglilipat ng values or terms or the other side, now we change the sign. Okay, simplifying. So, when we simplify this, that is equivalent to 1,560 is equal to 120n. To eliminate the coefficient of n, we will divide both sides by 120. So, makakancel yung 120 nito. Actually, ito makakancel. That is 1,560 divided by 120. And that is equivalent to 13. So, dito lang may makakancel, which is n. So, therefore, we can conclude that the car needs 13 minutes to be able to travel or to cover a distance of 1,740 meters. So, ayan. I have shown you 3 problems. Sana kayo ay may natutunan ngayong araw na ito. That could help you in solving the problems indicated on your modules and on your learning activities. Okay? A big thanks to everyone. So, subscribe and like my channel para ma-notify kayo sa mga next video tutorial for next step. Okay? Thank you!